Alright, it's the nighttime update for September 19th on Wednesday. It is just about 9 o'clock and it's still 99 degrees. I got up to 105 today. Water temperature stayed right there at that 91, 92 mark, which is a good thing, because I haven't even, begun to try to cool it, but it's doing alright. Everything's green. Everything looks real good. Back here a bit closer. Isn't that nice? Lots of new leaves coming out, and look at the size of this leaf already. Just in 2 days, it's really taken off. New growth in the kale. Look at these leaves. More new leaves coming in on this cucumber here. So we're definitely getting some growth. And the tomato. And the green, look at the color of green on this jalapeno leaf. It's just insane. So I'd say, well, I don't want to say and jinx everything, but we're looking okay. Maybe find a few other things to put in. pH is 7.5, and you can see when I bring it down to level how much vertically everything has grown compared to the other videos from just the past 2 days. It seems to be doing what it's supposed to be doing. So if we stay on target 2 weeks from now, we will definitely be putting fish in. I want to throw at least a couple of bluegill in to get started, but it's going to be hard not to want tilapia. But I'll start with some bluegill and just keep watching the water, and we just keep going. I don't know if we can see him down here. The cats love it down here. They've been sleeping underneath it the entire time. Yeah, too dark down there. Here's from the single. This cage I had made up some time back for my other garden that I had growing, and I already had wire ties because it was attached to blocks. So this is actually, I really stabilized this and created more cross sections for things to grow and grab on. And I have these other hooks already bent in and over so that I can run these cucumbers up the back side of this and encapsulate the tomato up through this corner. Run this vine up this way and then right up to the, it'll probably grow up through this. And then take this other one, and I'm going to put a piece of this trellis and run down the whole front of this section right here, and then get all of the lower vertical space starting to fill up with the cucumber vine from there and from here on this side. So we can grow them down and the other ones up. It's more cucumber than I should have planted, but I just didn't want to waste it. I still have several kale plants in their little planters, and this is actually just water from, I just barely watered these from water from the bucket, and they're managing to stay alive, where all of the cilantro and the basil that was planted in the dirt here had already died. So I don't know, it's just can't figure it out with the dirt. But this obviously You don't need to sit and mess with it as much. I mean, now at the moment I really have nothing to do other than watch it grow. Keep watching, you know, testing the water. And here in a couple days I'll start testing for, get the proper kit to test for nitrates. I've just been testing for pH. And you know, using some of my fish tank water, you know, to help start this up. And it's looking really good in my opinion, knock on wood. So that should do it. The whole earlier video I was talking about looking into hardness of water, and it appears that water is probably right in the middle of the spectrum. From what it ends up meaning is the higher, in most instances, the hardness is, that the less of a pH shift there can be. It makes it harder to lower or raise it. The water doesn't react to certain chemicals, but there's a lot involved into it. And I will probably be, after I read the different documentation on it, I will be looking into posting links online to different things just for people to form their own opinions, because the water hardness in tanks seems to be a major issue, actually, because some people say one thing and some people say another thing. Some people say don't worry about it, and then when you look into the fish species themselves, they definitely have some like a lower hardness and some like a higher hardness. So it is actually going to turn into something that I geek out on, of course, and read up on and try to understand as best as possible. And in the end, I might actually end up not even worrying about it, because the hardness isn't, it's pretty much right in the middle of the spectrum right now, so I'll have to look more into that before I, give any kind of indication of how to address it or whether or not I will address it. Starting to get a little noisy. The drain cycle should be happening here in about a minute, maybe. Wonder if we can get a good shot down the bell tonight. So you can see how high the water is right there. It's just got to go up to the top of that brown line where it's leaving its mark. And we should be able to dig down a couple inches and see some water. There it is right there. It's not quite ready. And here in just a moment, the drain is going to start trickling. You can see how, and there's actually a puddle of water there, so that'll help. Okay, it's starting to trickle. It'll still fill, and there it goes. And one side out the other, just like us, right? Okay, well that should do it. I'm going to try to remember temperatures and times a lot better, so that if there's any factors that pop up, they might have something to do with it. But it's still been really hot here in Mesa, Arizona, and before I started this video, I looked at the weather and said it got up to 105. It's 99 at 9 o'clock. I mean, and look at these guys. The cilantro couldn't handle it, but that's okay. I'm going to let these grow up, and then I'm going to put the cilantro. I'm saving this patch right here for cilantro, and so it'll be shielded by the pepper plant probably within just, you know, a few days. And of course, basil. Awesome. Alright, well, I hope everybody enjoys what they're seeing, and maybe hearing a little bit of the water and the crickets and seeing the plants and everything has provided the same calming effect for them as it does for me. So, I hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching.